Hey there, okay, and on to my review of She-Hulk Episode 3, and sponsored by some Smirnoff, Seltzer, Berry Lemonade, because you know what, Seltzer is low in calories, and wintertime's coming, trying to pack on some old pounds, and hopefully not too much, but anyway, so, She-Hulk Episode 3, and the tales of Boring McBeal and her adventures with a horse, and do you like horses? I like horses, everybody likes horses, who doesn't, right?
I love horses! I love horses!
I only mention this because in this episode, I had to hear the name Megan Thee Stallion more times than I've heard in the fucking past decade, and just Jesus Christ, anytime I thought that I couldn't hate this show any more than I already do, it's like, hey, challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, and yeah, not bad. Let's see. Once again, Berry Lemonade, Smirnoff. But alright, guys, well, unlike the people who write this show and star in this show and everything to do with this show, I'm going to try my best to at least make you laugh a little bit and tell you what the fuck happened in this crappy episode, also why you should avoid it, and why I just can't watch this show sober because nobody should have to. And, well, enjoy the intro. Okay, so the episode starts off with a recap from the previous two crappy episodes, and now Jen is upset because Emil didn't tell her that, you said to my face that you didn't turn to the abomination anymore, and he's like, no, I didn't say that I couldn't, I said that I choose not to.
You said to my face that you never turned into the abomination anymore.
No, I said I choose not to.
Pay attention.
But it wasn't his choice, because a character named Wong basically kidnapped him, forced him out of his cell, and according to Emil, he decided on his own free will to come back. And now, fast forward to Jen talking to her favorite old buddy Nikki, and Nikki can't find much on Wong, but don't worry, she's setting up a thirst trap, and yeah, you're laughing about thirst traps, right?
That's a fake laugh.
It's real!
Now we get to this next scene, and guess what? Jen, as she does, she's breaking the fourth wall. I found this after watching the second time just to analyze and pick apart how fucking stupid it is. She has to break the fourth wall and talk about, oh, just let you guys know that this is my show. It's not Bruce's show or Emil's show or Wong's show, even though all the side characters are more interesting and better than she ever will be. But it's kind of funny if you actually go back and watch this episode. And again, I know the showrunners don't care about details or writing a good script or anything, but she has to break the fourth wall and look into the camera. And as she's driving, she takes both hands off the fucking wheel and looks into the camera while the car is still in motion and other cars are flying past her for a good 30 seconds, because the best way to drive is take both your hands off the wheel, look into a side camera for 30 fucking seconds and keep going. And boy, I mean, people talk about texting and driving, and as I'm just watching her do this, I'm thinking to myself that, what an asshole.
What an asshole!
So now we cut to a news article and they're talking about She-Hulk, and of course they're trying to I guess, hit everything on the nose and talk about different YouTubers like hashtag Me Too and She-Hulk and what happened to all the male characters, and I don't mind female characters, but just make your own. And it's so on the nose of the complaints even before going into this show about She-Hulk, which, according to these writers, everybody hates females and stuff, and males that are comic book readers can't stand female superheroes, but they tend to forget that
people love her.
And she's been a fan favorite for decades and decades and decades. The problem is, you're just too fucking clueless to understand how to write a good show, so make fun of your fan base even more, keep pissing off your fan base, and you wonder why people hate your bullshit show because, well, it sucks.
Your show sucks.
Now Jen is called in by her boss, and hey look, it's our old buddy, Dennis the douchebag. And of course, Dennis, every time he's on screen, it just makes you want to fucking vomit, because this guy is a total fucking moron, and you can tell that the women who write the dialogue for this guy probably have no male friends or have ever had a day in their fucking life, because
God, you are so clueless.
I have enough guy friends where I tell guys about the dialogue written, and I don't know who the fuck talks like this.
Who talks like that?
Now, what's the premise? What's going on? Why is Dennis here for? Oh, and real quick, he's like, oh, a woman walks in, and yeah, I can't talk about embarrassing guy stuff to a 10 because she could be my next fiance. And automatically he wants Pug because Pug is a male lawyer. And get it? All the funny stuff Dennis saying, and Dennis is funny.
Because I am not laughing.
So why is he here for? What's going on? Well, apparently in Asgard, there's a shape-shifting elf, and the shape-shifting elf, she kept turning into the awesome Grammy award-winning, nominated, and blah, blah, blah rapper of Megan the Horse. And don't worry, you're going to keep hearing this name, Megan the Horse. And the whole running joke is, oh my God, Dennis, you're such a loser and such a shitty toxic male. Do you ever think a guy like you could date someone as glamorous and as perfect as Megan the Horse? And don't worry, I just spent 5 seconds on Google checking out her ex-boyfriends, and don't worry, Dennis, you're not missing a lot.
She doesn't care who she fucks or where she does it.
Eventually, Wong does show up, and of course, it's just always cool to see the actor playing Wong, Benedict. Well, Wong, that's his name, guys. I'm not making this up. And yeah, he tells Jennifer that he did take the Abomination or Emil against his wishes because he was trying to get better training for the Sorcerer Supreme. And, you know, they have to, I guess, mention Spider-Man No Way Home, a far superior film and, I guess, better writing than this show ever could be. And, hey, Jennifer, if you want, I could erase everyone's memories again. And it's pretty messy, though, but you get it. It's comedy because erasing memories is funny and stuff. And
it's not funny.
so now cut back to the prison, and Jennifer is taking a meal and just wants to use his statement for the parole board of like how he's a changed man and how he just meditates and what his plans are if he gets out of here. And you have to call in different witnesses talking about, you know, how much he's changed, and he does, you know, different prayers and stuff inside the prison, and he's helping prison guards cry. And God, you're sitting there thinking to yourself, am I supposed to laugh? I'm not laughing, and let's move on. Now, cut back to the court scene. Why is this scene here for? What is this subplot? Don't know. Don't fucking care. It's pointless. But okay, Pug is representing Dennis, and now they have her lawyer and the elf again. And just, I guess, you know, using Thor's speeches is pretty stupid because the whole Asgard is not a place, it's a people. No, we can't use Thor's speeches that were inspirational and epic. It's just a constant fucking running joke.
Asgard is not a place. Never was. This could be Asgard.
But the female elf, the shapeshifter, she says that, well, I have diplomatic immunity because
Diplomatic immunity.
in New Asgard, and guess what? We're not on New Asgard. But Pug is trying to tell everybody that Dennis was pretty fooled by this elf since she kept shape-shifting into Megan the horse, and just the whole running joke of there's no way a guy as toxic and stupid and worthless could ever date Megan the horse. And yeah, it'll be adjourned, and let's move on and get this shit over with.
It's almost over.
Now cut back to the jail, and okay, Wong is giving his testimony, and the pro board is like, okay, I guess we're going to do this. But just to have one last tidbit, Emil wants to show the world that, hey, guess what? I'm not a monster, because if you let me out, I'm not just going to be the Abomination and running around and killing people and destroying stuff. So he wants to show that he's a changed man, and he transforms. And best believe, the CGI in Shang-Chi was pretty shitty. I mean, it did look more comic accurate, no doubt, but as usual with the past, 3 episodes of this garbage-ass show, the CGI in the Abomination is fucking terrible, and everybody's screaming, everybody's freaking out, even though he's smiling and just namaste and showing that I'm not a monster, I can control this. And, again, with this entire show and all 3 episodes, these character arcs could work, they should work. It would be a good character arc in redemption to see, the Abomination and Emil, what he's been through, how much he's a changed man. Maybe he was a victim of the government. Maybe he did hate Bruce and he's changed his ways, but we can't take it seriously because this show doesn't take it seriously, nor does the show care about any of its male characters, let's be honest. But yeah, the pro board's like, you know what, we'll let him go, and okay.
You're a free man.
Back to, as Jennifer's leaving the facility, there's a small side joke, which is, I guess it's the fourth wall breaking and stuff, and self-aware of how bad this shit is, but one reporter's like, oh, Jen, we heard that, you got your powers by a mafia, hit gone wrong, which is going back to the very first issue of She-Hulk when Bruce gave Jennifer the,
Easy. Blood transfusion.
after a mob hit gone wrong, but okay. Now we're back to the bar, and Jennifer's complaining because that's all she ever does. And now Pug, he's whining because, damn, how can I get anyone to believe me with Dennis and stuff? How can I prove Dennis was right? And hey, guess what? We have an idea. Because Jennifer worked with Dennis at so long at the DA's office, we'll use her as a witness. And we get back to the courtroom scene. And guess what? Dennis is delusional. He's self-indulgent. He thinks he's perfect. And of course, as Pug says, someone is deluded as Dennis and egotistical. How could he ever think that he was good enough for Megan the horse? And of course, Jennifer's like, yes, I do believe he is that delusional where he could date Megan the horse. And don't worry, I went back and timed it for fun. In 1 minute, they say Megan the horse 4 separate times. And look, lo and behold, right there in the back, Megan the horse herself, she's there and sticking her disgusting tongue out with a little fan. And don't worry, that tongue has been plenty of places, I'm sure.
Work the pipe and swallow the gravy.
So the judge, he sides in Dennis's favor. Hey, guess what? He won the case. Awesome. As we're leaving, now Dennis is like, you know what? Well, now that the real Megan the horse is there, maybe I have a shot with her. And dude, you don't. And trust me, based on what I've seen with her shitty rap lyrics, you're not missing nothing.
She was nasty.
But afterwards, Jen is going home, and 4 guys, apparently they robbed some Asgardian construction worker, according to Jen, and they try attacking her. She turns into She-Hulk. The fight is as badly choreographed as you can imagine. One of them tries stabbing her with a needle, but of course, because she has She-Hulk form, it can't break her skin. She beats their asses, of course. They hop into a van. They're driving away, and one of them is like, well, the boss, the boss is going to be angry. And we're not sure what boss they're talking about. Obviously, somebody wants her DNA or her blood, and I'm sure it'll be a subplot later on that won't work out. And that's it. That's the end of this terrible episode. But as always, we get a post-credit scene. And I'm sure the past couple weeks you've seen this post-credit scene. It's been everywhere. And just, it's She-Hulk twerking. And yeah, because
Tasted that. Num 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 num, eat it up. Hopefully, okay, 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest. You ain't never gotta heat me up.
Megan the Horse signs on Jennifer as her new lawyer. And, you know, it's funny that Jennifer's boss is walking by and professional, you know, work ethic and work etiquette is just sitting there with, you know, a really overrated, useless fucking rapper and twerking in her office. And god damn, it's like, and people, they've tried defending this, and I'm not going to waste my time. It's just as gross as you can imagine, and seeing a 7-foot green woman twerk. And yeah, I mean, are you laughing yet? I'm not. And the only good part about this twerking scene was I watched this episode waking up from a hangover, and it gave me one reaction. Here it is. So in the end, this is episode 3. I'm not joking. I really did fucking vomit. But, you know, tequila will do that to you, plus watching this show. And as I've said, guys, I'm trying my best to make you laugh and give you something to watch. I'm saving you from watching this bullshit. You're not missing nothing. So the entire episode is pretty simple. Wong shows up, Abomination's out on parole, and Jennifer is twerking. So that's the 3 points of this 30 minutes of bullshit. So yeah, do yourself a favor. Don't waste your time watching myself or other people on YouTube who actually care about telling you how bad these shows are, and don't give Disney Plus any more money than they want. And for me, well, my thing is I'm not paying for it, so I'm not really complaining. Just being honest of how fucking bad this show really is. So okay, that's it. As always, checking my time. I'm going to finish this up, edit this, and then start working on episode 4 because I hate myself. And all right, guys. Well, I'm going to pull out Bender, and you know the deal. Get ready.
This calls for a drink.
Not bad Smirnoff. And I'm heading back to work.